Right back to throw on a 3rd down and 10. The pass is caught by King, wide open over the middle to the Crab 45-yard line. Brings up a 1st and 10. Eddie Gage on the stop at the end of that play along with Joe Dazzo. First and 10 for Cleveland at the Crab 45. It's old school night. Prospective owner. 2nd edition of the Commissioner's Cup. Johnny English takes the carry, 4-yard gain. So far, it's been all Cleveland. Baltimore had the one good drive, and it ended in a pick 6 for the Vipers. Tight formation here for Cleveland. They're going to hand it off on a draw. Johnny English some space, and English still churning the feet and gets another Cleveland 1st down up to the Crab 35-yard line. And Cleveland right now playing how they want. Johnny English, 7 carries, 26 yards here in the 1st quarter. Hand off to English, lost 2. Good stop in the backfield there by Baltimore. Wide receivers with English to the left of right. 1st quarter winding down, and the Vipers protecting a 10-0 lead. Right back to throw, right down the field, and how was that caught? Freeman Goodspeed in heavy traffic makes the play just shy of the 1st down. 3rd and inches Cleveland. Baltimore's faced 3rd and inches twice in this quarter. They converted both times. Can the Crabs get a stop? King top of the screen, Goodspeed bottom of the screen with corners backed off on a 4-3 defensive look. Final play of the quarter. Wright hands it off to English, and he didn't get it! What a stop! It'll be 4th and inches when we come back. Cleveland 10, Baltimore nothing. This is Crab Radio 96.1 WBCR, The Drive.
If this can could talk, it would tell you about the men who built the first Liberty ship at Sparrows Point. About the kids who rode the number 8 streetcar every Saturday to the Waverly. About the day Harry Truman came to dedicate the new Friendship Airport. About the greatest game ever played. It would tell you about the grand department stores that lined Howard Street. And about the 7 African Americans who on that same street staged the nation's first lunch counter sit-in. About the tall ships that sailed into the inner harbor for the bicentennial. About Wild Bill cheering us to victory in '83. And an old train warehouse that became a diamond. If this can could talk, it would tell you about the generations who have gathered in backyards, and screen porches, and dining rooms to celebrate the original flavor of Baltimore. Old Bay, for 75 years, it's been the can that connects us.
Right, but a talking gecko, why?
I'll tell you why. Because people trust advertising icons. Some bloke tells you to go to geico.com and you're like, really? And just who might you be? But a gecko, he can be trusted. I ask if you want to save hundreds on car insurance, and you're like, yes, thank you. Mind babysitting my kids? And I'm like, of course I'll sit with the kids. You're like a brother to me.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hi, Tom Bodette using this streaming music format to fulfill my lifelong dream of being a 50s radio DJ. here goes. Hey guys and gals, this is Tombo, spinning the platters that matter at number 6 on your motel dial. Get a clean, comfy pad for the best deal you ever had. Just say, we'll leave the light on for you, the phrase that pays. Less. Man, that was fun. Book now at motel6.com or on your smartphone. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Baltimore Crab Football on 96.1 WBCR The Drive is brought to you by Aquafina, by Gatorade, Win From Within, by Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance, and by the Mini Coupe of Baltimore, the official car of the Crabs. Fourth down and inches, the Vipers, after a great first quarter of action, will bring on the field goal team and trust in their defense instead of trying to go for it on 4th and inches. This is a 42-yard field goal for June Kazanari. And that field goal from 42 yards is off the pole. He missed it. Kazanari, the first star kicker to ever miss a field goal in league history. He clanked it off the pole, and the Crabs get it at the 32. How about that? Let's take a look at the first quarter stats. The stats really don't tell the story. Cleveland's slightly better than Baltimore, but looking at the score, the stats certainly much closer, at least yardage-wise. 1st and 10, can Elliott Snyder get going? He breaks a tackle, picks up 3. Elliott Snyder, 27 yards on 8 carries, brings up 2nd and 7. More first quarter stats. The big one was that turnover that turned into a touchdown. Both teams combined for 15 first downs in the quarter. Dazzo swings it outside left, has Nick Quick for a Crab first down. First and 10 for the Baltimore 45. 2 receivers and Snyder in the backfield. Toss play out to Elliott Snyder, who got lit up by Ahmad Arrington, who is one of the hardest hitting safeties in the league. Man, I hope Snyder is okay. He got brutalized. Baltimore's next home game is against the Oklahoma City Renegades, Saturday, March 14th, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. You can get your tickets at the Wayland Corporate Field box office or online at BaltimoreCrabs.com. The deep throw to Quick is knocked down by Cameron Brantley, and it brings up a 3rd down and long for the Baltimore Crabs. Third down and 13. Baltimore, who averages 34 points a game, that's 3rd best in the league, with a goose egg thus far. Needing some momentum. 3rd and long, Dazzo looking deep to Outdat. It's tipped and incomplete, and actually, that wasn't Outdat. It was a non-star down the field. Lane, who had the pick 6 earlier in the game, knocks it away, and again, it is 4th down for Baltimore, and they'll have to punt.
Oh yeah, punter, I'm coming. I'm blocking this.
11:19 to go in the first half, and the Crabs kicking it away again, down 10-0 from the 20. Cleveland on the return, makes a man miss, still on his feet to the 32-yard line. And man, some non-star players are stepping up for the Vipers here tonight. 1 and 2, they're in 5th place. A 3-way tie for 6th currently between Oklahoma City, Orlando, and New York, all 1 and 3. The Knights, the defending champions, 3 straight losses before last week's, or yesterday's, I should say, victory over the Oklahoma City Renegades 27-20. First and 10 from the 32, and Wright will flip it to English, and it's nearly taken away. We've seen that shovel pass go for a pick 6 in this stadium before. San Francisco did it against the Crabs. Evans nearly returned the favor, second down. On the flip side, Cleveland averages 41 points a game, and they have just 10 at the moment. Wright hands it off to English on a draw. English pays for going up the middle as Henry Hittner greets him with a forceful tackle at the 35, brings up 3rd and 8. Third down 8 from the 35. 4 receivers, 3 to the top of the screen. A 3-2-6 formation. And it will be a handoff to English on a 3rd and long. That's how much they trust in Johnny English, who is having a banner year, but just 2.6 yards a carry so far tonight. Hittner, yet another tackle. Brings up 4th down and 5. English, this season, is 3rd in the league in rushing coming into the week. 404 yards. 4.6 yards a carry, that's 3rd best in the league. 5 touchdowns, 2nd best in the league. Fair catch called for at the 28, and that's where the Crabs will take over. First down and 10 at the 29. A sluggish start for Baltimore. They've gotten off to slow starts in the past, particularly their slow start against Dallas, which is now the Cleveland Vipers. Last season, I believe they were down 20 or 14-0 in that game as Elliott Snyder breaks off a tackle. His best run of the night, nearly gets a first down. And a roar of the crowd here at Wayland Corporate, who hasn't had a ton to cheer about in this first half. Second and inches from the 39. Receivers to either side, Snyder in the backfield. 5 down linemen for Cleveland. Handoff Snyder. Snyder breaks off a tackle. There he goes. Snyder breaks off. Snyder in the open field. 40, 35, 30. And Arrington finally catches him at the Cleveland 26-yard line. First down, Baltimore. 70 yards for Snyder in the first half. Finally, Elliott Snyder able to get outside. It looked like he was going to be brought down for a much shorter gain and just blowing off defenders. First and 10 from the 26, high formation, handoff, Snyder again. This time bottled up. Cameron Brantley there. 2-yard gain, second and 8. Final game of week number 5. Cameron Brantley, 34 tackles, 3 assisted and a sack, along with 4 passes defended and 4 tackles for loss coming in. Hand off to Snyder, no gain again. Snyder taken down by, I believe, Brantley once more. Third down. Crabs in field goal range for the second time tonight. Trips to the right. Dazzo, back to pass. Dazzo fires middle, has quick, down to the 1-yard line, first down and goal. Quick gets loose and has the Crabs in business. Under 8 minutes to play. Snyder in the backfield along with the fullback, and everybody's close to the line of scrimmage. Dazzo going to hand it off to Elliott Snyder, and he couldn't get in. Oh man, I really wanted to say, and that's an old school touchdown. Maybe I'll still get the opportunity. We have not had an offensive touchdown here in the first half. Second and goal from the 2. Hand off to Snyder around the left-hand side, and that's an old school touchdown! Give me some of that Crab call! Elliott Snyder shrugs off the tackler and ends the scoring drought for the Crabs. Vipers lead trimmed to 3, 10-7. 6 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first half. Our official website is simulationfl.com. Just got a bit of a facelift to match the SFL network broadcasts. As our full schedules, stat document downloads, a bunch of media, desktop backgrounds, so much more, and all the news and updates around the Simulation Football League. Visit simulationfl.com today as Cleveland returns up at the 28-yard line. I think TJ knows the record. I think it might be 24. I have the screenshot in my email, thanks to TJ. Hand off to Johnny English, left-hand side. English picked up 4, nearly got out to the outside. That's where he's most dangerous. Second down, 6. For Snyder, that was touchdown number 4 of the season. Hand off to English again, left-hand side. Joe Dazzo says, no, no, no. No yards for you. Third down. Down to 6 minutes to go. Baltimore gritting their teeth here. Hand off again on third down to English. He breaks a tackle. Big gain for Johnny. Out near midfield to the 49-yard line. Last possession, they ran with him on third down and 8. They stick with him on third and 5. Receivers right out of the shotgun. 5.5 to go in the first half. 10-7 Cleveland. Thanks to a pick 6 from an on-star corner, but Johnny English had to go back to get that football, and Greenwood and Lynn combined for the stop. A 3-yard loss. Second and 13 for the Vipers, who have really played a solid half. receivers hand off English left. He's got some space, but English doesn't have the speed. Hittner and Lynn again combined on the tackle, averaging under 4 yards a carry. 3rd down and 9 for Cleveland. You know, Cleveland is winning this game despite not really a very productive night for their 2-star receivers, Scott King and Freeman Goodspeed. Awfully quiet up to this point. Ball at midfield. Four receivers in an empty backfield out of the shotgun for Wright. Wright drops to throw. Wright steps up to the pocket. Wright fires down the field, knocked away by Gage. Beautiful defense on Scott King. And the Crab defense forces a 4th down. Get another look at Gage's play. Finding the receiver, finding the football. So Baltimore, like New York, yesterday they've kind of come alive late here in the 2nd quarter. And how about the Baltimore defense that has struggled at times this season? They have not allowed Cleveland an offensive touchdown tonight, which the Vipers, a much improved team offensively this year, from the 15. Baltimore returns up to just the 16-yard line. If I remember correctly, Crab fans and coaches, help me out. Didn't Ronnie Nickens' team last year return a pick 6 against you guys? I believe that's the 2nd time that's happened. First and 10 for the 16-eye formation. The handoff goes to Snyder. Snyder, boy, he nearly broke another one. As you look at the running back comparison, Snyder's had the better night. 2nd down, 5. Split backs behind Dazzo. Mike back to throw. Dazzo, middle. That was intended for St. Pierre. Incomplete. 3rd and 5. Defensive lineman dropping back in coverage on the tight end gets the job done. Well, T-Pat's no help. I wonder if Ronnie Nickens knows. He would be the one that wouldn't have blocked it out. 3rd down and 5 at the 22. 2 receivers top of the screen. Hand off to Snyder. Snyder breaks a tackle. 1 man to beat. Snyder cannot get away, but he gets the 1st down up to the 45-yard line. And that has been the biggest difference in the 2nd quarter. Elliott Snyder rumbling and stumbling for another move of the sticks. First and 10 from the 45, trips to the left-hand side, and Dazzo going to change the play. Dazzo back to throw, swings it outside, caught, 4-yard gain. I believe that's Albright out there. And that's correct. 2nd and 6. Dan Stevens, Peter O'Keefe coming up with the first half highlight stats and analysis from the SFL studios in San Antonio, Texas, on the 2K Sports Halftime Report.
I'm checking counter.
2nd down, 6. Quick to the bottom of the screen, handoff Snyder. Snyder picks up only 2. A tough 2 yards to the Cleveland 49. Amon Arrington there on the stop once again. Handoff to Snyder, and Snyder still going. 1st down to the Cleveland 38. A remarkable second quarter for Snyder. First down and 10 at the Cleveland 38. Snyder having one of his better games of the season. Dazzo dropping to throw this time. Fires it down the middle. It's picked off! Picked off by Arrington at the 17. Unbelievable. How many times tonight is Baltimore going to have a tremendous drive that ends in an interception? Arrington got crushed as soon as he made the play, but it's the second interception for Mike Dazzo tonight, and the Vipers take over, still up by 3. Dazzo just not a first-half quarterback, as Wright goes play action, swings it outside to King, and we have hit the 2-minute warning. It'll be a second down and 5. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Baltimore Crab Radio Network. You're home to the Crab Call. This is 96.1 WBCR The Tribe, Baltimore, Maryland. Second down and 5 at the Viper 22 following the interception. As Wright throws it out to English, and he is 1 yard shy of the first down. Check out our YouTube partners at the bottom of the screen. Great people, great channels, and above all, great videos. Happy to have them cross-promoting the SFL as well. Third down and 1 for the 26. Handoff to English as a first down. Nearly got grab of the face mask. No call up to the 30. 58 yards on 16 carries, and he looks a little worn out. The clock is ticking down to 1:15. Cleveland does not seem to be in a panic. The Vipers do get the ball to start the second half. Off to English, and English screamed at the 27, a loss of 3, and it would just appear these two teams are content going into the locker room with the current score. Thank you, T-Pat, I appreciate it. In fact, I could have looked that up myself, but there's a lot going on. Thanks. Second and 13. Wright's in trouble. Fires. Caught. The official ducked. And it allowed Cleveland to make the catch. Oh, man. All-Pro has had some phenomenal events happen in this game tonight as Wright, with 8 seconds to go, swings it outside. English is going to be shoved out of bounds with 6 on the clock at the Viper 47. Oh, what I would give to have a second look at that play. That ball was going to hit the ref, and the ref ducked to allow Cleveland to move the chains and get into a Hail Mary position. Man, no homerism on that play. Hail Mary formation for Cleveland. This will be the final play of the first half. And Wright drops to throw, steps up, he's in trouble. Wright flings it down the field, and the pass is intercepted at the 1 yard line and run out of bounds at the 4. So at the end of the first half, Cleveland leads 10-7 despite not having an offensive touchdown. This is Crab Radio.
Nice pick. I'm not saying they practiced that in preseason, but I did see some volleyball nets around training camp.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you gotta love D like that.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Vipers with a small lead, 10-7.
Well, Dan, what do you say? You ready to dive into the 2K Sports halftime show?
Well, here's a look at our halftime stats, and as you can see, it paints a pretty clear picture. The Crabs should be way ahead on the scoreboard, but somehow they've let their opponents hang in there with them. Let's see if they can change things in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. After driving 47 yards on 9 plays, number 6 gets the call as they can't punch it into the end zone, but the short field goal is up and good. A 24-yard field goal. The Vipers get the first points of the game and go up by 3. The Crabs, midway through the first, already inside field goal range. Allen shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. A 19-yard play that set up touchdown for the visitors.
I'm out of control.
Towards the end of the first quarter, the Vipers ahead by 10. Number 9 went to work on third down, and he was able to find his man. The Crabs later in the second. Number 36 on the carry here as they work the ground game, and this is a nice run. A 35-yard play that set up a home team touchdown. The Crabs down 10-7. Number 24 got the carry as they stayed on the ground on third down, and he'd make it pay off. Unfortunately, they could not capitalize on the play. Late into the second quarter, number 36 got the carry as they stayed on the ground on third down, and he'd make it pay off. Big play by the offense, but they couldn't make good and threw it away on an interception later in the drive. Coming up on the end of the half, the Vipers up by 3. Number 27 would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. And that's how we'll round this one out. The Crabs are down but still in it, 10-7.
Nice job, Dan.
The Vipers will receive to start the second half, and they currently enjoy a small lead, 10-7. Let's get down to the field and the action.
It's halftime at Wayland Corporate Field. The Crabs down to the Cleveland Vipers, 10-7. This is Baltimore Crab Football on 96.1 WVCR, The Drive.
Greatness is not given. Greatness is taken. Taken in the summer when no one is looking.
40 years of hydration science in every bottle, so you can take what's yours.
Gatorade.
Listen. Do you hear that? Footsteps, 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 footsteps. They're moving faster. Getting louder. Coming closer. Footsteps say it all. Footsteps don't lie. So the question is, do you hear footsteps? Or are they hearing yours?
From Under Armour.
We don't just come up here for the view up in Alaska.
We find the best, sweetest crab for Red Lobster we can find.
It's time for Crab Fest at Red Lobster. This year, try one of 5 entrees, like our new snow crab and garlic shrimp. A half pound of tender crab paired with savory shrimp, just $12.99. Or dig into our hearty crab and roasted garlic seafood bake, all with salad and unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuits. So much to choose from, so little time. So come into Red Lobster for Crab Fest today and see food differently.
Beautiful day in Baltimore, where most people probably know that Geico could save them money on car insurance, right? You see, the thing is, Geico, well, could help them save on boat insurance too. Oi! Okay, I'm ready to come in now. Hello?
I'm trying my best.
Seriously, I'm serious. Request to come ashore.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Start the second half. So the only offensive touchdown in the first half. And Elliott Snyder scamper to the left-hand side. First and 10 from the 31 is how the Vipers will start the second half of work. An I formation with good speed to the bottom of the screen, and Johnny English will pick up 2. Again, Joe Lynn is in the vicinity, but Kenneth Lyons will get credit for the stop. Lynn leading the SFL with 4 interceptions, does not have one tonight, although Gage got one at the end of that first half. Four receivers, 3 to the left-hand side, and the handoff goes to English on a counter, and he lost 2. Joe Dazzo in the backfield to make the stop. Dazzo is the supreme run stopper. I mean, he is the only one that's ever been consistently able to shut down Parkey Chol. 4th in the league in tackles, 26 with 6 assisted this season, 3 passes defended, 4 tackles for loss. He's added to that total by a couple here tonight. 3rd and long, empty backfield out of the shotgun for Cleveland against a blitz, and Wright's pass is off the hands of Greenwood, intended for good speed, and the Baltimore defense forces a 3-and-out, no yards allowed to start the third quarter. A fun fact about the Minneapolis Mauler throwbacks to the Grand Rapids Rollers: they weren't exact replicas of the jerseys that were worn last year, but I'll tell you something that I don't even think the Maulers organization knew. Back in the original WAFL, when Backbreaker was around, the Grand Rapids Rollers logo was an R, a very similar R logo that they wore. The colors weren't the same, but it was a combination of the two looks, the old look of the Grand Rapids Rollers and the new colors of the Grand Rapids Rollers before they were given over to the Maulers franchise. So if you're asking me, I thought it was a fine tribute to the franchise. First and 10 from the 36 as Dazzo drops to throw. That pass is caught by Quick, although again, Nick Quick very close to going out of bounds and not making the catch. Brings up 2nd and 6.
Let's go. 2nd and 6.
Down! Sick! You mine today? Gun!
Dazzo back to throw, over the middle, out did not get the first down, and here we go again. 3rd down and inches. 3rd time in this game, Baltimore has been in a 3rd and short situation. They've responded quite well the first 2 times, with Snyder getting the first down both times. High formation, Snyder, 3rd time again, will move the chains up to midfield. Ahmad Arrington, another big hit on Snyder, but it's a Crab first down. Oh, I love hearing that Crab call in the background. First and 10 at midfield, 3 wide receivers, and Snyder to the right-hand side of Dazzo. Dazzo will drop to throw. He's had lots of time to throw. Not that time, however. Czech Congo applying some pressure, brings up 2nd and 10, and nearly put Dazzo on the ground. Cleveland has not sacked Dazzo yet tonight, but they have hurried him, I would say, a handful of times. Second and 10 from the 50. Shotgun for Dazzo. He'll drop to throw again. Dazzo to the outside. Caught by Outdat. A 4-yard pickup. Outdat now just 3 catches tonight on 6 targets. Brings up 3rd and 6. There's a look at Cameron Brantley. He has had a productive night, and again, Baltimore will go out and attempt to throw the ball. Dazzo to throw, needs the 40-yard line, deep down the middle, and quick was the intended receiver, but Dazzo couldn't get the ball to him as the defense closed, and Cleveland's defensive unit gets another stop. It brings up 4th and 6. Inside the 10, this is a great punt for the Crabs, down at the 3-yard line. Nearly slid into the end zone. Look at the body control to make sure the Crabs defense could lick their chops down near the goal line. Cleveland deep in their own territory with 4 receivers, 3 to the left-hand side. And they'll hand it off to Johnny English on a draw, and English gets him out of trouble. An 8-yard gain up to the 11-yard line. I would have never guessed coming into the night that Cleveland, if you would have told me Cleveland would have not had an offensive touchdown through the first 30 minutes of this game and they were winning by 3, I would have called you crazy. A shovel to English, got no gain. In fact, they say he lost a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 3, and this has been a very defensive 3rd quarter. The Vipers 1-2, the Crabs 2-1 on Old School night. Also the 2nd edition of the Commissioner's Cup. Ronnie Nickens, a former commissioner of a sim league, and Tim Johnston, the commissioner of the CAG NFL. That is a first down for Freeman Goodspeed past the markers to the 15-yard line, and Cleveland avoids giving Baltimore the ball in their own territory. Right back to pass. Swing out to English. And English has 3 Crabs there waiting for him. Lions along with a couple of others. And if English would have broken out of that, I would have just handed him the MVP trophy right there. Baltimore, historically, pretty good tacklers. And that stems from their leader, Joe Dazzo. 2nd and 7 at the 18. 2 in the backfield for Wright. And he will shovel it to English. And English again hammered by Joe, who protects the middle of the field. It's 3rd and 5. Both quarterbacks still under 100 yards passing. Caleb Wright this year for Cleveland. He's 4th in the league with a 93.2 quarterback rating, but he's 2nd in the league in passing yards, 1,145. Wright back to throw again. Oh, he didn't get it. Good speed, ran that little route to the sideline, but could not quite turn the corner. And it brings up 4th down and short for the Vipers. Kicks it away. Crabs from the 38-yard line up to the 42. Bandits APF 2K8 asks, what is the SFL Senior Bowl? And I respond with, what are you talking about? First and 10 at the Crab 42. 2 receivers top of the screen, and Dazzo drops to throw. Dazzo deep to the left-hand side. Wide open! Nick Quick! No! Check that! Who dat? Out dash for the first down to the Viper 33. Out dat. Very unusual for him to be on the left-hand side of the field, and he breaks free, really, for the first time tonight down the field for a first down. Oh, okay. The Senior Bowl being the oldest owners like we have in CAG. Well, I guess that would be as Dazzo drops to throw. Dazzo's pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10. I don't know Tim's age. It would be Nickens and possibly Oklahoma City. You know, Johnston's a very private person. 2nd down and 10. I'm sure Dazzo 47 is in that Senior Bowl, is he not? 2nd and 10 from the 33. Deep ball, torn open, quick. He's so sick. Touchdown, Baltimore. Their first lead of the night. So, Alan, whose age is who? Is TJ in that Senior Bowl conversation? Extra point for the Crabs is good. Baltimore's first lead of the night. It took them 2.5 quarters. But the Crabs lead 14-10. Mike Dazzo's first touchdown pass of the night. Overall, it's Dazzo's 9th touchdown of the season. That's second best in the league. It is Nick Quick's 6th receiving touchdown. That is third best in the league. As the Vipers return out of the 28. I still don't know who are the two oldest people in CAG. It's unclear to me. First and 10 to the 28, 3 backs in the backfield. Johnny English is tackled again by Joe Dazzo, who has taken it upon himself to shut down Johnny English here in the third quarter. To English. How did he get out of the backfield? Got 2. Averaging just 3 yards a carry, however. The Crabs have kept English under 100 yards, well under 100 yards so far tonight. Another third down here for the Vipers. Third and 6 at the 33. Play action right. Wright is in trouble. Got it away just in time. It is incomplete. Oh, I thought Hittner had a pick. Diving on the ground. Another fourth down and punt for the Cleveland Vipers here in the third quarter, who have just come out flat. Joel Lynn has to like how his defense has responded to fight the Cleveland Vipers. They've only given up 3 points tonight defensively, and that was on Cleveland's first drive of the game. Vipers offense just not clicking. Johnny English so far this season running the football. 86, 135, and 183. He's gone up in production every single week. As that pass out to Snyder lost 5 yards. But English has been held so far to a season low. Second and 15 at the 31. Three receivers, Dazzo to throw. He swings it outside. That's a 6-yard gain. Outdat with the reception, 3rd and 9. Baltimore Crabs can step on the neck with a good solid drive here before the end of the third quarter. Dazzo with an empty backfield, and he will fire it down the middle, and Cameron Brantley nearly had the interception. And Baltimore's defense has been impressive, but just as impressive might be the Cleveland Viper defense. This Viper D, since trading for Ahmad Arrington, they have played much better. They won last week 34-27. The Orlando game got out of hand because Zach Parker went crazy and had a career high. But in the last 2 weeks, they've averaged giving up just about 20 points per game, which is not half bad, as Cleveland nearly blocks that punt. They'll return from the 29, and a great open field tackle at the 31-yard line. Back and forth we continue to go. The Crabs, with a victory, could move into sole possession of second place at 3-1, one game behind the Maulers. The Vipers, if they fall to 1-3, it would be a four-way tie for fifth place. On the outside looking into the playoffs, and we'd have to look at some extensive tiebreakers to see who would have the edge there. Johnny English again, no gain. Now he's under 3 yards a carry. Joe Dazzo is an animal. Things get a little bit more interesting if Baltimore loses. Both teams would go to 2-2. Cleveland would have the tiebreaker edge. They would be winners of 2 straight. And they would be in the 4th place spot, and San Francisco would move up to 2nd. They face Minneapolis, who's in 1st next week. Right deep ball caught by King. And that is the first time Scott King has been able to get open down the field all night tonight. It was the 25-point question on SFL Pick'em Challenge this week. What Scott King would average yards per catch wise. This season he's a league high 22.35, and they've done a good job keeping him in check. So far tonight, not on that play. 1st and 10 at the Crab 42. As Wright swings it out, and it's dropped by the receiver. That's Lloyd. Could have been picked off. 2nd and 10. Three in the backfield. Good speed is to the bottom of the formation, guarded by Greenwood, and Baltimore has 8 in the box as they hand it off to English, and English again. That's Dazzo again. Only a gain of 3. Dazzo 9 tackles, 2 for a loss, and we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet. As a pretty healthy looking crowd, might be a sellout here on Old School Night. Stands up and chants defense on a 3rd down and 7. Right back to throw. Wright's pass down the middle. A dangerous throw. Oh, Joe Lynn nearly had number 5. 4th down, forced just outside of field goal range. And Cleveland will have to punt again. We haven't seen a defense play the Cleveland Vipers this good. This whole season is the Vipers punted away inside the 5. Going to need a really good bounce, and they're not going to get one. It rolls into the end zone. So the Crabs take over, up 4. Up to the Viper defense, which so far, for the most part, has been up to the challenge. So next week, Minneapolis takes on San Francisco. The San Francisco Bulldogs are number 1 in the league by a long shot at pass defense. They give up just 149.3 passing yards per game. They will take on the number 1 ranked pass offense, 652 yards per game. That will be a very interesting ball game as David Baja will take on his former team. That's also the SFL game of the week. Honolulu takes on Oklahoma City in a big game for the Renegades. They've lost 3 straight since beating San Francisco opening week, as Snyder will nearly score a 7-yard gain. Makes it 3rd and short. Also next week is New York at Cleveland. 3rd down and 4. Dazzo's pass. Oh! We've already seen one pick six on that side of the field tonight. We almost saw another. And Mike Dazzo, in a close game like this, has to be a little bit more careful. Especially on just a short throw for short yardage like that. And it's 4th down and 4.
Here I come, Hunter. I'm coming. I'm gonna block the
The Maulers will have Bark at the Park night. Bring your dog to Wolfram and Hart Coliseum. That'll be pretty special. I'd bring my lab if I had the chance. Up to the 39-yard line is where the Vipers will take over on a 1st and 10. And the Crabs just can't seem to pull away. Their 2 victories this year, a 4-point victory over the Knights, a 9-point victory over the Legends. They have kept things interesting. English, 24 carries, 68 yards. He's had nowhere to go, particularly in this 3rd quarter. First down and 10 on a counter to English around the left-hand side. English picks up a block and a great tackle made in the open field by Joe Lynn. In this league, if you don't miss tackles, you can play good run defense. But these backs are super talented. Lynn makes another big play there. 3rd quarter winding down, a 2nd down and 5. And I would call that 9 in the box. Well, now 8 in the box for the Crabs, showing blitz. Showing a blitz of 6. They bring 6, and English shakes off the defender in the backfield and picks up 2. And he looked like he hammered some Crabs on that run. Everyone gets up sore. 3rd down and short. Vipers trying to get one more playoff before the end of the 3rd quarter. And they will. It's a handoff to English. He's got a 1st down up to the Baltimore 46. From Baltimore, the Crabs hold a lead, 14-10. The Vipers are keeping it close. This is Crab Radio, 96.1 WBCR The Drive, and we'll be back after a message from our sponsors.
Because the more water you drink, the better you feel. So make your body happy. Drink more water.
Drink, drink, drink.
Welcome to Mini of Baltimore.
I'm looking for something that fits my style.
There are many customization options to make it your own, including John Cooperworks Performance Kit and even dog accessories. Fits you perfectly.
Your Mini comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile maintenance plan that covers all your oil changes and brakes.
Thanks for shopping at Mini of Baltimore. Come see us in Cooper anytime.
Get motoring with 0 to motor lease deals going on now.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Everyone's saying frugal is the new cool. Well, I have 2 quibbles with that. First, cool is subjective. Some think head-to-toe leather is cool. It's not. It's one man's opinion. And second, frugal isn't the new cool because it's the old cool. Motel 6 has been saving people money with the lowest price of any national chain since before it was cool. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Book online at motel6.com.
The fifth quarter. 60 minutes after the game, when you finish the competition for good. Take in protein, start rebuilding muscle, and stay in the game. He's in the fifth quarter. Are you? Protein to rebuild muscle. Gatorade Recover, part of the G Series.
Baltimore Crab Football on 96.1 The Drive is brought to you by Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you. By Old Bay Seasoning, the official can of Baltimore. By Red Lobster, fresh fish, live lobster, seafood differently. And by Under Armour, we must protect this house. A good old school defensive football game here tonight at Wayland Corporate Field from Baltimore, Maryland. Scott King, 5 catches for 56 yards. That is a low production night for him. It's 14-10. The Crabs have a 4-point lead. Cleveland has the football. A 1st and 10 from the Baltimore 46. Johnny English around the left-hand side breaks a tackle. And English has a first down to the 35. An 11-yard gain. And that might be the first double-digit gain on a carry for Johnny English here in the second half. Again, we'd like to shout out to all of our supporters in the chat tonight. X Factor 56, TJ Cag SFL, Loudmouth Sports, Bandits APF 2K8, Spectacular Pooh 1424, Don Tech, Darth Destro MD, 6 Crew 66, Dazzle 47, T Paternity Vertigo, San Antonio Servo Sentinels, and many others who have joined us throughout the evening. It is 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 35. The handoff goes to English, and he picks up 1 to bring up a 2nd down and 9. Joe Dazzo now with 10 tackles in this game, and he has been tremendous. And let's take a look at the stats through 3 quarters. Both teams under 300 yards of offense, but the fact that Cleveland has barely over 200 is a testament to how great Baltimore's defense has played tonight, yet the Crabs only up by 4. Handoff goes to English, and English picks up 2. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7. More stats from the first 3 quarters of work. Both teams 17 first downs, pretty even in all the categories. That interception that Caleb Wright threw came at the end of a half on a Hail Mary, so really it didn't even count. 3 receivers for King, or for Wright, pardon. Back to pass, going down the field. Oh, and nearly picked off by the linebacker dropping in coverage. I believe that was Curry. 4th and 7 from the 32. Now, June Kazanari is coming out to kick a field goal. A very interesting thing happened tonight. For the first time, a non-star kicker missed a field goal. That was from 42 yards out. This one is from 49. If he would have made the 42-yarder, this would be for the lead. But for now, it's to bring the Vipers within 1 point. 49-yard kick. It might be Kazanari's career long, and the kick is good. Officially marked 48 yards. Kazanari comes back full force after his miss and pulls the Vipers to within 1. Plenty of leg on that as it hits the back net. Career long for Kazanari. Let's see if we can get those numbers. His season long is 38. Looking to get his career long. His career long is... me for just a second. At the 30 is where Baltimore will begin their next drive. Kazanari, this is actually his first season. He was scheduled to play in Kahlua last year, got cut prior to the season. So it is a new career long for Kazanari. of 48 yards, and it brings the Vipers within 1. A first down for Baltimore. The handoff goes to Elliott Snyder around the left-hand side. Snyder makes a spin move and picks up 9 to the 39-yard line. 132 yards on the night for Snyder. 2nd and 1. Elliott Snyder, his best game of the year, was 143 yards. That was the season opener against the New York Knights, 5.7 yards a carry, so he is nearing a season high. 2nd and 1 at the 39, and Dazzo's going to change the play from the left hash mark. Cleveland has 5 defensive linemen, a 5-3 set. The handoff to Elliott, and he is dropped in the backfield. Czech Congo on the stop, a 3-yard loss, sets up a 3rd down and 4. We've seen some crazy things tonight. If you missed us earlier, we had Elliott Snyder on the ground, and an offensive lineman stepped over him, and then the two got in an argument. Instead of helping the $5 million man up off the ground. 3rd down and 4. Dazzo's pass, caught by Quick with a lot of running room. 25-20, 15-10, and down to the 5 and down and into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore! As Stuart Scott would say, oh, look at the double move. He had that non-star corner thinking about 3 or 4 times. Get away from the cop speed as Baltimore goes up by 7, potentially 8. That was one of the best double moves, or triple move, I guess you would call that, by a receiver I've seen in All-Pro. That was tremendous. The extra point is good, and the Crabs now up by 8 on a phenomenal play, a phenomenal route run by Nick T. Quick. That's Quick's 2nd touchdown of the night, 7th on the season. And Baltimore slowly but surely trying to pull away from the Vipers. Home teams in the SFL have run 5 straight games from the 6-yard line. Cleveland on the return up to the 27. Baltimore, not including preseason, 5-1 all time at home. They lost that playoff game to San Francisco, which they'd love to avenge, as the Bulldogs are in a good position to get a playoff spot. Wouldn't that be something if those two met in the first round again? 1st and 10 of the 27, right back to pass. Right, deep drop back, fires it way downfield, caught by King. At the Baltimore 48, Scott King, 6 catches for 81 yards. He's starting to get warmed up as you look at Quick's phenomenal evening, 6 for $138 and 2. But these receivers, particularly Scott King, the best at catching the long ball as King high points that. Dazzo made the tackle. That's at least 11 now for Joe. 1st and 10 now at the Baltimore 48 after the long reception for King. 2 receivers, Wright changing the play, and Wright will drop to throw again. Wright swings it outside, caught by King. That's a first down to the 35. Back-to-back first down throws from Caleb Wright moves the chains for the Vipers. Just asking, how's everybody's stream quality again? I just want to see if it's better than usual. We did lower the bit rate just a tad. It's hard to get it just perfect for everyone since everyone has different download speeds, but we try as Caleb Wright will face a blitz. He'll throw it down the middle, first down. That is a terrific read for a rookie quarterback to make. When they blitz middle, you throw middle. Good speed found a lane. Back to back to back first downs for Cleveland. 30 carries, 96 yards for English. They've gone away from him a little bit on this drive. Three receivers, two backs in the backfield. First run for English of the drive, and it is a 1-yard pickup. Henry Hittner on the stop. 2nd and 9. By the way, haven't mentioned it tonight, but the Baltimore uniforms look really, really good. Hats off to the people who created the throwback uniforms. It really reminds you of how Baltimore approaches football and how they play as English picks up 3. Now it's 3rd down and 6. I'm a little surprised Cleveland, after 3 straight first downs on 3 completions, went to the run 2 times in a row. 3rd down and 6 at the 20. Three receivers, two backs in the backfield. Cleveland trying to tie the game. Right down the field as a minute to the 5. It's good speed and they score. Touchdown Cleveland with 7:35 to go. Vipers hang in there. And will they go for 2 is a big question. If I was Cleveland, there's no doubt in my mind that I go for 2. I don't really see the advantage of not going for 2. Of course, unless you let up another touchdown, you want to keep it a 2-score game, so in that situation I could see it. But Cleveland is going to go for 2, which means if they don't get it and Baltimore can get a touchdown, they make it a 2-score game. But if Cleveland gets this, they tie it up at 21. Down to 6 on the play clock. Wright will shovel past it, and it knocks into a defender. I believe that was Dazzo who blew the play up. No good. And Baltimore protects their lead. Cleveland runs that play, I would say, probably about 5 times a game, and about 4 times a game they get it right. And that's the 2nd time the Crabs defense has been ready for it. That's great film watching. And the Baltimore defense comes up with a major stop from the 3. The Crabs on the return up to the 22. Joe Dazzo has been phenomenal. First and 10 at the 22 as Dazzo drops to throw. Swings it outside to Snyder. Snyder stays in bounds, breaks 2 tackles, and gets to the 29-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Mike Dazzo over 200 yards, and it's 2nd and 3. Down to 7 minutes to go, 21-19. Vipers looking to pull the upset on the road. Handoff, Snyder right-hand side, no gain. Ahmad Arrington coming in like a pit bull off a chain. Makes the stop, 3rd and 3 now for the Crabs. High formation. 4 down linemen. Handoff will go to Snyder up the middle. Got it! First down, Crabs. Tough old school running. First down now, Quick is in the slot. And Cleveland very close up to the line of scrimmage. Dazzo will check it down to Snyder, and Brantley makes the tackle in the open field. Cameron Brantley, who was a bronze his first year in the organization, got moved up to silver this year. He is the only non-bronze player on the defensive side for Cleveland. leads the league in tackles. He's had another solid night tonight. 2nd and 7 from the 36. Dazzo will throw again. Dazzo down the middle, and Mike Dazzo is starting to connect. St. Pierre on the catch. First down, Baltimore. Another slow start for the Crabs, and it's taken them a while, but this is a really good start to this drive. Cleveland showing an outside blitz. They come with it. Snyder trying to get outside and will get 4. Congo was in the vicinity. 2nd and 6, under 5 minutes to play. Two receivers, one to either side, split out wide. Dazzo swing out, and that's the backup to Snyder, and if that would have been Snyder, I can almost guarantee you that would have been a first down. Bruschi gain of 5. They're still outside of field goal range. Clock is on the side of Baltimore. But again, Elliott Snyder missed a 2nd down play, and he is still not in the game on 3rd down and 1 from the 36. Shocking to see Snyder needing that much of a break. Hand off to Bruschi. He is bounced out to the outside, and he didn't get the first down. Just pick it up. Dancing in the backfield as Morales makes the play. 4th and inches. I think if you're Baltimore, I think you got to go for it. And Dazzo is out there. I believe that is Snyder to the right, but I can't tell. 4th and inches at the 36. Down to 16 on the play clock. And it looks like they're just going to burn some clock. Down to 9, down to 8. A mostly penalty-free evening. Down to 4, down to 3. Cleveland does not budge. And a timeout. Crabs with 3:19 to go. They will punt. Unless they bring out the field goal unit for a 53-yarder. The Cleveland Viper defense does their job. That's a tough call. Sutherland may have wanted a harder count. He should be screaming at Bruschi for not getting that first down. What say you in the chat? You go for it, kick a field goal, or you punt? The Crabs will punt, try to pin Cleveland deep. But a missed opportunity there for Baltimore. Could have taken at least another minute off the clock. This punt is short. Only to the 12, returned out to the 16. Not the greatest punt in the world for Baltimore. Cleveland with semi-decent field position on what could be their last chance. All they need is a field goal, and they've got a Bronze Star kicker. Well, Baltimore's conservativeness and Elliott Snyder being on the bench on a 3rd and inches doom them in the end. 1st and 10 of the 16. Crab fans certainly don't hope for that. A loss of 2 to English. He is smothered in the backfield, and Cleveland goes no huddle. Right back to throw down the middle. There's a man carrying to the 32-yard line. I think it took everybody by surprise. It certainly took your play-by-play commentator by surprise as they go no huddle quickly and fire it down the middle to King for the first down. .242 to go. Cleveland in hurry-up mode, which I'm a little bit surprised at, because if Baltimore gets the ball, you know Mike Dazzo's going to be locked in. English can't get anything. They're going no huddle again. 2nd down and 9. Crabs trying to keep up. And Wright will drop back to throw. Swing it out to English. He's got no room. He lost a yard. They'll go no huddle again. Shocked by Cleveland's pace right now. 3rd down and 10. Wright with 2 receivers goes play action. Wright's in trouble and he's sacked. 4th down and 15 as we hit the 2-minute warning. Cleveland, they may have been trying to get 2 possessions in score on this possession, but that's incredibly adventurous. What will they do on 4th and long? Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Crab Radio Network. You're home to the Crab Call. This is 96.1 WBCR The Drive, Baltimore. So Cleveland will punt and play defense down 2. Wow, that's a lot of confidence in your defense. Fair catch called for at the 38. 1 first down for Baltimore. Ends the game, and it'll be the 3rd Crab victory by 9 points or less this season. Wow. I just can't believe why Cleveland. It was almost sort of a panic. 2 backs in the backfield. You know it's Elliott Snyder time. And he will take the handoff left. And Snyder makes a man miss. Still on his feet, but struggling to get positive yardage. He only gains 2 and a timeout, Cleveland. Snyder again on the carry, lost 2. Third and 10. One timeout left for Cleveland. It's 3rd down and 10. For Baltimore. And Dazzle will throw. Dazzle to the outside. And he turns the corner. 1st down, Baltimore. The 9-star stays in bounds. Antoine Albright. Wow. Poor positioning on the outside by the Viper corner, and Albright on the Viper side of the field. Gives the Crabs the victory. Unbelievable. Cleveland doesn't get the 2-point conversion. Then they have a strange, bizarre set of plays in a no-huddle offense with 3 minutes to go. This following Baltimore deciding not to go for it on 4th and inches. And the Cleveland Vipers suffer a heartbreaker. 2 points away from a 2-2 record instead. The bottom 4 teams in the league are chasing the top 4. Cleveland, New York, Oklahoma City, and Orlando all fall to 1-3 this week. San Francisco and Minneapolis play one another, the 2 of the top 3 teams in the league right now. They will play each other Sunday. I believe that's the 3 o'clock game, the first game of our doubleheader, although I may not be correct on that. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe will have your post-game show, highlights, stats, and analysis from the SFL studios in San Antonio, Texas. We'll get you confirmation on next week's schedule. In the post-game recap following Dan and Peter's spiel, the Baltimore Crabs on old school night hang on to defeat the Cleveland Vipers by a final of 21-19. Highlights are next.
And that will do it for tonight's game. The Crabs come out on top 21-19. With this one in the books, let's take a look back at some of the action. That was an exciting game. So let's not waste any time in getting to the highlights in our post-game show. We'll pick up the action midway through the third quarter. Number 3 is going to run a great route here. Have a look as he creates some space and is able to bring this in. A 33-yard touchdown for the home team. The Crabs take their first lead in the game and are now up by 4. Towards the end of the third quarter, number 9 connected with his man on this one. Unfortunately, the drive stopped shortly afterwards, and they had to punt it away. Later on in the fourth quarter, the Vipers, trailing by 4. Number 6 would be summoned for the long field goal try, and his kick would be right through. They climb back into the game, now down by 1. The Crabs, still early in the fourth quarter. Number 3 emerged as a real weapon as he pulled one in here. A 64-yard touchdown for the home team. The Crabs out in front, 21-13. Number 9 went up top on a third down play, and he was able to find his man. A 19-yard touchdown for the visitors. The Vipers climb back again and are now down by 2. The Crabs, still middle of the fourth. Number 7 connected with his man on this one. Unfortunately, they could not capitalize on the play. Late into the fourth quarter, the Vipers losing by 2. Number 9 connected with his man on this one. The Crabs, late in the fourth quarter. Albright ran a terrific route here and was able to pull this one in. Unfortunately, they could not capitalize on the play. And that will do it. The Crabs edge out a win, 21-19. So then, it's time to give recognition to our 2K Sports Player of the Game.
Number 3 elevated his game like he always does. Well, he was the best player on the winning team. It's as simple as that. We'll see if he's able to keep up this high level of play in the games ahead.
For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
So a failed 2-point conversion by the Cleveland Vipers with about 7 minutes to go allows the Baltimore Crabs to hold on to a 21-19 victory. They erased a 10-point deficit, a 10-7 halftime point deficit. And the Crab defense, which was giving up 37.7 points per game coming in, Cleveland scoring 41 points per game coming in, they hold the Vipers to 311 yards of offense and 19 points on a very good night for Joe Dazzo and company. As you take a look at the stats as we scroll through here, Cleveland, it should be mentioned, missed a 42-yard field goal earlier in this game. Cleveland would have won the game if they had not have missed that kick. But you never know with Baltimore having that 4th and inches late. They go for that, and they may get the first down. They may get a touchdown. How about the balance tonight by both teams? 34 passes and rushes for Cleveland, 35 passes, 34 rushes for Baltimore. Absolutely outstanding balance, as the time of possession was very even too, just a minute off. Both quarterbacks a fair night. Caleb Wright had the better one, 23 for 33 for 212 yards. His one interception came on a Hail Mary at the end of a first half, and both defensive linemen struggled to get pressure. But that one sack on Wright came in that fourth quarter. that forced the punt for Cleveland on what was their final offensive possession. Johnny English is held under 100 yards for the first time since the season opener. 99 yards on 34 carries, only a 2.9 average. Elliott Snyder, 29 for $135, nearly an average of 5 with a touchdown. Receiving, Scott King finished with 8 and 112. His average was 14 yards, so the person who got that closest in Pick'em will get 25 points. Nick Quick was phenomenal. 6 catches for $138 and 2 scores. Both of the touchdowns came in the second half on 11 targets. Outdat 5 for 48. Snyder 4 for 13. Albright with that big catch late. The 16-yard completion that got them a first down. Goodspeed was 6 for 61. English 8 for 22. Defensively, Joe Dazzo was unbelievable. 12 tackles, 4 assisted, 2 tackles for loss. Arrington had an interception and 12 tackles. Brantley, 8 tackles, 3 assisted, 2 passes defended. Hittner, 8 tackles, 5 assisted. Lynn, 7 and 4 assisted. Tons of defensive firepower and step-up ability tonight shown by the Baltimore D. So that's a wrap here from Baltimore, 21-19. The schedule for next week's games is as follows. Saturday, February 28th, the Oklahoma City Renegades host the Honolulu Legends at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then Sunday, March 1st, a doubleheader beginning in Cleveland with the Knights at the Vipers, a battle of 1 and 3 teams. That is a crucial game for both franchises. That's at 3. And in the nightcap, the SFL Game of the Week, the 2-1 San Francisco Bulldogs at the 4-0 Minneapolis Maulers, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. The Game of the Week, March 1st. That is a Sunday. That's next Sunday. You won't want to miss it. From all of us at Wayland Corporate Field, I am your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Good night.